You wake up tired. You scroll before you stand. You promise yourself, today I'll be disciplined. 2 hours later, you hate yourself, and the word you whisper is lazy. But what if you're not lazy? What if your nervous system is drowning? Lazy people don't feel guilty. Lazy people don't overthink at 2 a.m. Lazy people don't watch productivity videos while feeling ashamed. You are not lazy. You are overstimulated. Your brain was not designed for this world. It was designed for seasons, sunlight, slow conversations, real danger. Not 24/7 notifications. Not comparison. Not endless short videos. Not pressure to build your dream life before 30. Every scroll gives dopamine. Every notification spikes cortisol. Every comparison chips away at your identity. You think you lack discipline, but your brain is exhausted. When you overload the mind with stimulation, 3 things happen. Focus weakens. Motivation drops. Simple tasks feel heavy. Then you judge yourself, and judgment drains even more energy. This is the cycle. Overstimulation, exhaustion, avoidance, shame, more escaping, more stimulation. You're not weak, you're wired. But here's the harder truth. Overstimulation is comfortable. It numbs you. It protects you from silence. Because silence forces you to face the life you're avoiding. The conversations you're postponing. The fear you don't want to name. Distraction feels safer than clarity. And your brain has learned. Pain, scroll. Bored, scroll. Insecure, scroll. Lonely, scroll. You don't lack discipline. You lack boundaries. And no one taught you that protecting your attention is protecting your life. Attention is not small. It is the currency of your identity. Whatever you repeatedly give attention to becomes your mood, becomes your belief, becomes your personality. You don't feel lazy. You feel fragmented. Your energy is scattered across other people's lives, other people's opinions, other people's success, other people's noise. And now when it's time to build your own life, you're empty. That's not laziness. That's depletion. But understand this clearly. If you don't take control of your stimulation, it will control your ambition. And one day you will wake up older, not because you lacked potential, but because you never reclaimed your attention. This lecture is not about motivation. It's about awareness. Because the first step to strength is seeing the truth without excuses. And the truth is simple. You are not lazy. You are overstimulated, and that can be fixed. You don't struggle to work. You struggle to start. And once you start, you suddenly remember you need to check your phone. Be honest. It's not the task that's heavy. It's your brain demanding something easier. Let's speak clearly. Dopamine is not pleasure. It is anticipation. It is the chemical of maybe something better is one swipe away. Social media, short videos, fast entertainment, constant messaging. They train your brain to expect reward every few seconds. But real life? Real life is slow. Building a body is slow. Building money is slow. Building faith is slow. Building discipline is slow. Building respect is slow. Your brain now lives at speed 100. Real growth moves at speed 5. So when you sit down to work, your brain whispers, "This is boring. This is too long. This isn't rewarding fast enough." And you believe it. Here's the darker truth. The more you chase fast dopamine, the more normal life feels dull. Reading feels hard. Studying feels painful. Prayer feels long. Deep conversation feels draining. Not because you are weak, because your baseline stimulation is too high. You've trained your nervous system to need noise. Silence now feels uncomfortable. Stillness feels threatening. Focus feels unnatural. So you escape. But every escape weakens your tolerance for discomfort. And discomfort is the doorway to growth. No one tells you this. High stimulation lowers your capacity for effort. That's why you feel tired without doing much. You procrastinate even important things. You crave motivation but can't sustain it. Your brain is not broken. It's conditioned. And conditioning can be reversed, but not with hacks. Not with 5 a.m. miracle routines. Not with motivational reels. With reduction. Less scrolling. Less noise. Less comparison. Less instant reward. Your brain needs recalibration. When you remove constant dopamine spikes, something happens. At first, boredom, then restlessness, then clarity, then drive. But most people quit at boredom. They think boredom means something is wrong. No, boredom means your brain is healing. You say you want discipline, but discipline is built in silence, in repetition, in doing things without applause. And overstimulation makes you addicted to applause. Let me ask you something direct. When was the last time you sat alone without input for 30 minutes? No phone, no music, no background noise. If that idea makes you uncomfortable, that's your proof. You don't need more motivation. You need detox. Because right now, dopamine is not just stealing your focus, it's stealing your future. And if you don't reclaim your nervous system, you will keep mistaking stimulation for living. You're not lazy, you're overstimulated. And overstimulation is a silent thief. You say you want a better life, but every day you choose comfort. Not because you're weak, because comfort is easier than confrontation. Let's be honest, overstimulation is not just about phones. It's about avoiding friction. You avoid hard conversations, hard workouts, hard truths, hard discipline, and you replace them with comfort. Soft bed, soft food, soft entertainment, soft opinions. Your life has become padded, and padded lives don't build sharp people. Comfort feels safe, but it is quietly shrinking you. The more comfort you consume, the lower your tolerance for discomfort becomes. Small problems feel big. Small effort feels exhausting. Small criticism feels personal, because you are not used to resistance. Here's the truth no one likes. Growth requires friction. Muscles grow from resistance. Wisdom grows from reflection. Confidence grows from surviving difficulty. Faith grows from uncertainty. But overstimulation removes friction. Everything is on demand. Everything is instant. Everything is easy. And when life asks you to struggle, you shut down, not because you're incapable, because you're undertrained. A soft life creates a fragile mind, and a fragile mind calls itself lazy. Listen carefully. Your ancestors survived war, famine, migration, loss. You struggle to sit with your thoughts. That's not an insult. That's awareness. Modern comfort has reduced your stress tolerance. You panic over emails. You delay simple tasks. You avoid growth because it feels uncomfortable. But discomfort is not danger. Your brain confuses the two. That uncomfortable feeling before starting something important, that's not a sign to stop. That's the doorway. And every time you choose comfort instead of friction, you reinforce weakness. The world will not get quieter. It will get louder. It will demand more speed, more reaction, more consumption. If you don't train your mind to endure discomfort, you will be owned by convenience. And convenience is seductive. It whispers, later, tomorrow, you deserve a break. Just one more scroll. But those small comforts compound. And 5 years later, you don't recognize your potential anymore. Here's the firm truth. Comfort is not evil, but too much comfort destroys ambition. You need voluntary discomfort. Cold mornings, hard workouts, deep focus, honest reflection, saying no. Because discipline is not punishment. It is strength training for the nervous system. You're not lazy. You're underexposed to hardship. And until you rebuild your tolerance for discomfort, your goals will always feel heavier than your habits. If I took your phone for 7 days, who would you be? Not what you post, not what you consume, not who you compare yourself to. Who are you without noise? That question scares people. Because attention is identity. What you look at every day shapes what you desire, what you fear, what you normalize, what you tolerate. And right now your attention is rented out. Rented to algorithms, rented to outrage, rented to trends, rented to other people's highlight reels. You say you want to build your life, but your focus is building theirs. Here is a hard truth. You cannot build a deep life with a distracted mind. Depth requires stillness, and stillness feels uncomfortable when you're overstimulated. That's why when you try to focus, your brain looks for escape. Your hand reaches for your phone. Your mind starts negotiating. Just 5 minutes. Let me check something. I'll start after this. But every interruption fractures your momentum. Attention residue is real. When you switch tasks constantly, part of your mind stays stuck in the previous one. You feel busy, but you're not productive. You feel tired, but you didn't create anything. Because shallow input creates shallow output. If you want a powerful life, you need protected attention. That means no phone in the first hour of your morning. No notifications during deep work. No mindless scrolling before sleep. Not because you're extreme, because you respect your mind. Attention is like water. Where it flows, growth happens. If it flows into drama, you grow anxious. If it flows into comparison, you grow insecure. If it flows into discipline, you grow capable. Right now, your attention is leaking. Small leaks, but daily, and leaks destroy ships. Let me ask you something direct. How many hours a day do you consume? How many hours a day do you create? Consumption relaxes you. Creation builds you. But creation feels harder because your brain expects quick reward. Reclaiming attention will feel boring at first. Good. Boredom is the reset button. In boredom, your thoughts return. In silence, your real desires surface. In stillness, clarity forms. And clarity is power. You're not lazy. You've just never guarded your attention like it matters. But it does. It is your life force. Whoever controls your attention controls your direction. And if you don't choose where it goes, something else will. You keep waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel inspired, waiting to feel different. But what if the feeling never comes? That's where most people lose. You've been trained to believe action follows motivation. It doesn't. Action creates motivation. And discipline? Discipline is not intensity. It's identity. Lazy says, I don't feel like it. Discipline says, this is who I am. Big difference. When discipline is external, you negotiate. When discipline is identity, you execute. You don't debate brushing your teeth. You don't debate showing up to work. Why? Because those actions are part of who you believe you are. The problem isn't effort. The problem is self-concept. If deep down you see yourself as inconsistent, distracted, weak with habits, your behavior will follow that identity. Overstimulation damages identity because constant comparison makes you feel behind. And when you feel behind, you hesitate. And when you hesitate, you avoid. And when you avoid, you confirm the identity. I knew I was lazy. No, you just haven't rebuilt who you are. Listen carefully. You do not rise to your goals. You fall to your identity. If your identity is, I try sometimes, you'll quit sometimes. If your identity is, I finish what I start, you'll endure discomfort. So stop asking, how do I feel today? Start asking, who am I becoming? Small daily discipline rewires identity, not dramatic change, not overnight transformation. Small promises kept. Wake up when you said you would. Train even when it's inconvenient. Read instead of scroll. Sit in silence instead of escaping. Each kept promise says, I am reliable. And reliability builds self-trust. Self-trust is power. Without it, you doubt every decision. You second-guess every plan. You hesitate at every opportunity. Overstimulation weakened your focus. Comfort weakened your tolerance. Now discipline rebuilds your spine. And here's the firm truth. Discipline is self-respect in action. It is proof you value your future more than your impulses. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. When emotion fades, structure carries you. You're not lazy. You've just never trained consistency long enough to call it who you are. But identity shifts quietly, one action at a time, one boundary at a time, one uncomfortable choice at a time. You don't need hype. You need standards. You don't need a new life. You need a reset. Not dramatic, not aesthetic, not for social media. Quiet, private, uncomfortable. Because healing an overstimulated mind is not exciting. It's humbling. First truth, you cannot heal in the same environment that made you fragmented. If your room is full of noise, if your phone is full of distraction, if your schedule is full of reaction, your nervous system never rests. And a tired nervous system makes everything feel heavy. So here is the reset. Simple, hard, effective. Reduce input. For 30 days, no phone first hour of the morning. No phone last hour before sleep. Remove non-essential notifications. Delete the apps that steal hours. Not forever. Long enough to recalibrate. The first week will feel empty. Good. That emptiness is your brain lowering its dopamine baseline. Reintroduce boredom. Walk without headphones. Sit without scrolling. Eat without watching something. Let your mind wander. At first, you'll feel restless. That restlessness is withdrawal from stimulation. Stay with it. On the other side of boredom is creativity. Rebuild physical stress tolerance. Move your body daily, not for aesthetics, for resilience. Cold showers, hard workouts, long walks. When you voluntarily endure discomfort, your brain relearns this. Uncomfortable is not unsafe. And that changes everything. Protect deep work. Choose one task per day that moves your life forward. 1. Do it without interruption. Even if it's just 45 minutes. Depth over volume. Consistency over intensity. Sleep like it matters. Because it does. Late night scrolling destroys restoration. And a sleep-deprived brain cannot regulate emotion or focus. You think you lack discipline. You lack recovery. Now listen closely. This reset will not feel powerful at first. It will feel slow, but slow is stable. You've lived in fast dopamine. Now you build slow strength. After 2-3 weeks, something shifts. You wake up clearer. You focus longer. You feel calmer. You crave less noise. Not because life changed, because your nervous system stabilized. You're not lazy. You were overstimulated and under-recovered. And when you remove excess input, energy returns. Clarity returns. Drive returns. But here's the final truth. No one is coming to enforce this for you. No one will take your phone away. No one will build your boundaries. You either protect your attention, or you surrender your future. This is not about productivity. It's about power. Reclaim your nervous system. Reclaim your focus. Reclaim your identity. And you will never again call yourself lazy. Imagine meeting the version of you who disciplined their attention 5 years ago. Calm, focused, built, sharp. Now imagine explaining to them that you were too tired to start. That discomfort you feel right now, that's not shame, that's awareness. Here's the hard truth. You are not lacking potential. You are leaking it. Every distracted day is not dramatic. It's subtle. One skipped workout, one delayed idea, 1 hour lost to scrolling. Nothing catastrophic, but compounded over years, it becomes a different life. Most people don't fail loudly. They fade quietly. Not because they couldn't win, but because they never sustained focus long enough. You don't need to be extreme. You need to be consistent. And consistency is boring. That's why few people master it. The world celebrates intensity. But success is built on repetition. Same wake-up time. Same training days. Same standards. Same boundaries. Boring discipline creates extraordinary outcomes. Let me speak directly to you. You are stronger than your impulses. But you've practiced giving in. You are capable of focus. But you've practiced distraction. You are capable of depth. But you've trained in speed. Neural pathways follow repetition. What you rehearse, you become. So if you rehearse avoidance, you become hesitant. If you rehearse effort, you become capable. This is not about becoming someone else. It's about removing what's weakening you. You don't need a new personality. You need fewer escapes. And here's the firmest truth of this entire lecture. No one feels ready. The disciplined feel resistance and move anyway. The distracted feel resistance and negotiate. Your future will be decided in small private moments. When you want to scroll, but don't. When you want to quit, but continue. When you feel bored but stay. That is where identity shifts. You will not transform overnight, but you can win today. And today repeated becomes character. Character repeated becomes destiny. You are not lazy. You were overstimulated, under-recovered, and under-trained in discomfort. Now you know, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So the question is no longer, Why am I like this? The question is, what standard will I live by now? Because your potential is not missing. It is waiting for structure. Build it quietly, daily, relentlessly.